This lesson is for people of color who are trying to influence other people in their network to vote, who are left-leaning but not clear they're going to vote. We're talking in this lesson about the agree step of the reach method. And the point is to find agreement on some level using stories to convey to the other person who is not committed voter that you don't think they're completely crazy for not voting. So what you want to do is to do some thinking in advance about situations in your life in the past where you have either not voted or opted out of some process of engagement with a community endeavor. So maybe you were offered a volunteer position and you didn't take it because you didn't think people like you took those positions, or maybe you didn't vote in a school election. It doesn't have to be related to voting. The key is that you have opted out at some point in your life and you can relate to that feeling. Now, if it's a choice you later regretted, you might tell the story and then not talk about the regret because you're not trying to correct them too quickly. You might save that for later in this process, but just to convey right now that you understand that perspective and you don't think it's completely crazy. Now, this is a storytelling method, but there's the fact you might drop in this conversation, which is that in the 2020 election, 80 million people didn't vote. Human beings are pack animals, and sometimes knowing that they're not alone is helpful in your creating a sense of agreement, in the sense that you are not crazy. That's what you want to establish in this part of the conversation. You're going to later on move to trying to influence them, but in the agree step, you're trying to use some storytelling to say, I don't think that your way of looking at this is completely ridiculous. And by doing that, even though it's counterintuitive, by doing that, you put yourself in a position to have more influence later on. If you like the content of this video, please press like or subscribe, because that helps the algorithm push it out to more people who might want to see it. Anything you do in support, whether it's a like or a subscribe or a share or even a small financial contribution to this self-funded project, is helpful in making sure we can continue this important work of spreading compassion for the sake of democracy.